Hi, everybody. I've been asked to give a little more background and instruction on how to do questions involving the area of the rectangle. So I'm taking this example from page 14, number 4, and hopefully I can help you understand this a little bit better. The first part of the question is asking you to calculate the area of the shaded region. And so if you picture this as a birthday cake, you have your entire birthday cake, A, B, C, D, which is the full rectangle, and then you're subtracting this white area, E, F, D, E, F, G. So the easiest way to picture this is to take the area of the whole big rectangle, and you're going to subtract the area of the small white rectangle. And the calculation is length times width, or base times height. So if I take the 9, which is the side here, times the length 10x minus 5, that's going to be the area of the large rectangle. The area of the small rectangle is going to be this base 14 and this height x. Now the order of these two factors doesn't matter, and it's always better to put the letter at the end. And so now the calculation is to expand the brackets, 90x minus 5 times 9, which is 45. And you're going to subtract 14x. Don't forget your equal signs. 90 minus 14, right? We have to look at the like terms. 76x minus 45. Now this question didn't provide any units, so let's just say centimeters, even though if you don't have units, you would normally put units, just the word units. Hopefully that doesn't present too much of a problem. When I get to the second part, though, it's a little more complicated because we have to look at the perimeter of the shaded region, which is going to be 6 sides. And the problem is there are 2 sides that are missing. We don't know the length of FG, and we don't know the length of CG. Actually, we do know the length of FG when you think about it, because that's going to be 14. And the length of AE is the one that we don't know. So how do we go about finding these things? Well, I wanted to go back to a skill that we knew way at the beginning of the year, which is how would you find this if these were just whole numbers? So I'm going to just sort of sub in a 20 at the top here for the length, and I'm going to sub in a 4 for the x. And we're going to look at this as we would have done it with just regular numbers. To find the length of AE. Well, you know the total length from left to right is 20 at this point. And you know that part of it is 14. So we're looking for the other part of that 20. So the calculation we would do is 20 minus 14. However, in this case, it isn't 20. It's going to be a variable expression, but we're going to use the same kind of routine. In the same way, for the height from C to D, that total height is 9, right? It's the same as the opposite side. And we know this height from G to D is 4. So how would I find the height between C and G? Well, that would be equal to 9 minus 4 to find out the length of that portion. That length would be 5, and in the previous part, that length would be 6. Notice 6 plus 14 is equal to 20 along the bottom, and 5 plus 4 is equal to 9 along the right-hand side. Okay, so where does this become difficult? Well, now I'm going to be putting back what was there. Instead of the 20, it's a 10x minus 5, and instead of the 4, it's an x. So now when I'm doing my subtractions, this length along the bottom is 10x minus 5. And so the subtraction that I have to do is 10x minus 5, which I could put in brackets, minus 14 for that missing part. And 10x minus 5 minus 14 is going to be 10x minus 5 minus 14 when you remove the bracket, which is equal to 10x minus 19. So that's the length along here, 10x minus 19. Not very nice, but that's what the length would be. Going vertical now, that x that was there is now going to be the height. It's no longer going to be 4. So this from G to D is a 4, is now an x. And when I go to subtract to find the length of CG, it's not going to be 9 minus 4, it's going to be 9 minus x. And as irritating as that is, that's just the length from C to G is the expression 9 minus x, which is a little simpler to see than in the previous one where we had a binomial to subtract. Given these values, it is now asking you to find the perimeter. So the perimeter is tracing along all 6 of the sides in the shape. So let's just trace that with the pointer here. The laser pointer is going to go along here, across the top, down on the right, along this section here, down, and then back to A. And it's important, go around so you don't miss any of the sides while you're doing the tracing. So back to the pen. I'll start off with the A again. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 9 plus 10x minus 5. That's across the top. Plus 9 minus x going down between C to G. Plus 14, that's G to F. Then plus x, that's the length from x to E, F to E. And finally, 10x minus 19 for the length from E to A. Those are your 6 sides, and you can count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we have to remove all those brackets, which technically we didn't really have to have those brackets in the first place, but they work as nice little packages, wrapping, so that we remember what all those parts are. And now we simplify this by collecting the like terms. So I have a 9, positive 9, negative 5, plus 14, minus 19. So adding all those whole numbers, 9 plus 9 is 18, minus 5 is 13, plus 4, this is getting too complicated, right? So let's add all the positives. 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 14 is equal to 32 for the whole numbers, minus, I got a negative 5 and a negative 19, which is negative 24. So for the whole numbers, that's going to be 8. Looking at the variable parts, I got positive 10x, negative 1x, you can put the 1 there if you like, plus 1x, those two are going to end up canceling, and plus another 10x. So that's going to be plus 20x. They're all positive, so it's a little bit easier here when you cancel out those two x terms. And so 8 plus 20x is going to be the area, and you're going to put that in square units, so we'll call it square centimeters. So you may have to watch this again, but hopefully all of this makes sense to you. And you're going to have a question very similar to this on the test, so it's really important that you review this. Thanks, and good luck studying.